Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan, and yes, I have my lighting, I have my fan. How you doing in YouTube land? I do not get tired of that. And I am joined by the very beautiful Apollo the Tabby. Look at him, so cute, so beautiful, he's so cute. He is not what I would call a clingy cat, but I do refer to him as my kitty bear sometimes, because sometimes when I'm going to bed, or when I'm taking a nap during the day when I have the opportunity to do that, he'll be like right there. So he's my kitty bear. So, my kitty, I said it right, he's so cute. Look at his beautifulness. Anyway, it's been a while since I've done a video, a Bookstagram video, where I share some of the books that I'm currently reading, so I wanted to do that now. So let me start with the Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop, which is a genre of literature that I have become quite enamored with, if you have ever read books like What You're Looking For Can Be Found in the Library, it's this kind of genre. The author is Takuya Asakura, and the translator is Yuka Maeno. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, Yuka Maeno. And I'm going to read the synopsis really quick. Welcome to the Cherry Blossom Bookshop, a haven for book lovers that only appears during the fleeting cherry blossom season. Nestled amidst the bloom of delicate petals, you'll find a sanctuary for those burdened by regrets and past sorrows. Here, Sakura, the mysterious young owner, and her wise calico cat, Kobako, yes, there's a cat, of course, patiently await the arrival of souls in need of solace and healing. Told over 4 seasons, each visitor to that bookshop holds a book that bridges their past and present, guiding them towards understanding and acceptance with the antique charm of the shop and the soothing aroma of freshly brewed coffee, which is so ironic as right now I'm drinking a cup of tea. Sakura and Kobako help their guests confront their lingering sadness through the power of stories, enabling them to move forward with renewed hope. This book I happily purchased from Bookhaven Books. I saw it at their grown-up book fair, and I asked Tara, the owner of Bookhaven Books, to set it aside for me and that I would officially purchase it during the author chat with Vincent Tirado. And I am already on page 100. I'm savoring this as much as possible, but I do want to finish this sooner than later because how could I not read this during cherry blossom season in my side of the world? So that's one of them. And I love the cover, and it has these like shimmery, shiny aspects which you should be able to see on the camera, through the camera. But yeah, it's very cute and very, and this, again, this, and also on the back as well. This is a genre of literature that I've become very, that has enchanted me very much. And of course, you know, I'm always on the lookout for books like this because November is Women in Translation Month, and it is an opportunity to read a translated work. Now, the author is male, the translator is female. So when it comes to, actually let me correct myself. The author is a man and the translator is a woman. So if I'm reading a book for Women in Translation Month and the author is a man, but the translator is a woman, I count that as a Women in Translation Month official pick. Okay, so that's that. And then we have Bobbin for Answers, which is a magical dressmaking mystery, also known as a Harlow Jane dressmaking mystery by Melissa Bourbon, who is the author of the Book Magic mysteries. And this one is 7th in the series. I think there are 8 or 9 altogether. But yeah, let me read the synopsis for you. So, Bobbin for answers. With a needle and thread, Harlow Jane Cassidy is capable of magic. Her neighbors in Bliss, Texas, on the other hand, are capable of murder. They sure are. It's autumn in Bliss, Texas, and Harlow Cassidy is creating the perfect costume for her friend Josie's Halloween party. She hopes she can sew her own wishes and dreams into the Wednesday Addams dress. But fashion turns fatal when the Halloween party takes a dark turn. One of the partygoers is found dead next to the toppled barrel of apples. And so many people have a potential motive, including Harlow's good friend Orphe. Not only does Harlow need to get to the truth about the murder, but she also needs to keep her ghostly great-grandmother, Loretta May, also known as Mima, under wraps before the secret Cassidy charm isn't so secret anymore. This one, I'm only on page 80, but I'm definitely enjoying this very much. I find these to be quick reads for me because I really get so enmeshed and enraptured in the story. So this I love. Now, as I often say, my life works better when I'm either reading or rereading, in some cases, a cozy mystery, as well as reading or rereading a Catherine Ponder book. So I have decided to, even in spite of being a happily recovered Catholic, I am happily rereading from the very beginning the Millionaires of the Bible series by Catherine Ponder. And I'm currently starting in the first one, which is the Millionaires of Genesis, Their Prosperity Secrets for You. And at this point, I'm actually at the beginning of chapter 9, the first millionaire, Joseph. I've already read the first 8 chapters, including the 3 chapters that focused on the millionaire Jacob. Chapter 6, the persistent millionaire Jacob. Chapter 7, Jacob's Success Covenant, and Chapter 8, Jacob's Overall Success Philosophy. And I might actually take 4 years to reread this series, because there are 2 other books that the spirits have been guiding and leading me to reread, also written by Catherine Ponder, namely The Prospering Power of Love and Open Your Mind to Prosperity. And approximately 2 months ago, I finally found my copies of those books. Open Your Mind to Receive, I want to reread, but I want to read the revised edition, which has 8 chapters and has an orange-colored cover. Anyway, so I'm almost done with this because this book has 10 chapters and a conclusion. Now, this past February, specifically Friday, February 13th, 2026, I had the honor and pleasure of joining a friend to go to, among other places, Collingswood, New Jersey, where we went to a beautiful independent bookseller called Kiss Tale Romance Bookshop. And I was claimed by this book, An Amateur Witch's Guide to Murder. He's got demons, literally. A wannabe witch tries to break a curse on a clueless client in this laugh-out-loud debut for fans of queer romantic fantasy by D.J. Clune and Tamsin Muir. So if you happen to be a fan of books written by Mr. T.J. Clune or Ms. Tamsin Muir, you will enjoy this one. Mateo Borrero has 99 problems, and all of them hinge on his missing bruja mother and the demon that she trapped inside his body. Mateo's mother forbade him from ever using magic, but now that she's gone, magic's his only marketable skill, and he'd really like an exorcism, which costs money he doesn't have. What's the harm in making a quick buck by calling himself an occult specialist and chanting a few half-remembered spells in his crappy Spanish? Enter Topher, a naive Nepo baby with a curse that keeps killing people around him. Most importantly, he's rich and too clueless to clock that Mateo and his absolutely not the assistant astral projecting best friend Ophelia have never actually had a client before. Lifting Topher's bad luck curse should be simple, but as luck would have it, no pun intended, nothing is simple. And Topher, who Mateo kind of likes, might be at the center of a deadly magical conspiracy. To make matters worse, the more magic Mateo does, the stronger the demon inside him grows, and the more he wants to eat people. But would caving to the urges of an ancient evil really be that bad if it helps him get a payday? Legends and Lattes meets A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer in this hilarious and charming queer romantic fantasy readers won't want to miss. Kay Valentin is the author, and I will tell you, I have become a fan of their work. Granted, this is their debut novel, but I will tell you, I'm already a fan. I'm currently on chapter 6. I have been putting this on the back burner, but I'm starting to spend more time with it. And last but certainly not least, first let me show you the box. I'm going to have Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person, for my YouTube videos, do a close-up of the cover of the box. And now I'm going to show you what is printed on the top of the box. The company is called Allurial. They are a subscription service for romance and fantasy books. Now, this book happens to be a queer fantasy romance, but I will tell you that even though this is one of the books that was made available in September 2025 on Allurial service, I was like, I want to read queer romance, so here we are. Now, I've got to show you, first of all, hardcover. This is part of a trilogy, by the way, a magic and romance novel, The Entanglement of Rival Wizards, Enemies, Lovers, Critically Screwed, by Sara Raasch. Now, of course, I must have Drake do a close-up of the beautiful sprayed edges. Look at how beautiful they are. And I'm going to read a quote from the back, and then I'm going to show you the back. I don't know about you, but I've stopped believing there's a way to get this out of my system at all. I'm pretty sure you are my system now. More juicy graphics. Durga, are you okay? Durga. Durga. Okay. Drake is going to take care of her in a way she doesn't like. Here is the bookmark that accompanies it. And if you look, I think I can tilt this the right way, you'll see Allurial's stamping, whatever that's called. And of course, on the back, you have these images that's part of their logo. Enemies to lovers, forced proximity, and banter. Those are the themes or the tropes of this particular novel. And stickers. Some of you know I have rediscovered my love and lust for stickers, so I'm going to have a lot of fun with these. Now let me read the synopsis for all of you. Will they conjure love or evoke chaos? Two rival wizards are about to find out. Sebastian Walsh, Evocation Department, human, the first of his family to pick college over the military. I think Sebastian made the right choice, but that's me. Elethior Turael, Conjuration Department, half-elf, pretentious asshole, the latest legacy Turael at Leziara University. Sebastian refuses to let anyone snatch this away, least of all a snob riding on old money. But what's worse than a nemesis stealing your grant? You could both get it, under the condition you work together. But Theo's broody takes up their shared lab space with his projects and his biceps. Brings treats for Sebastian's familiar. How bad can he be? Come on. When Sebastian's past with the Turaels forces him to choose between his research or Theo, the decision should be simple. But while working with his rival is volatile, falling for his rival might blow up Sebastian's future. Sara Raasch grew up among the cornfields of Ohio and currently lives in the historical corridor of southeastern Virginia. She is the best-selling author of almost a dozen books for young adults. The Nightmare Before Christmas was her debut adult novel, offering all the joy, irreverent wit, and cracking sexiness of your favorite sweet-as-a-candy-cane holiday romp. By the way, the sequel is called Go Luck Yourself, which is so ironic because I've never really been big on St. Patrick's Day. But I will tell you, Go Luck Yourself, also by Sara Raasch, has been haunting me. That is my term for when a book keeps showing up and it's like it's not going to leave me alone until I finally buy the book. Doesn't matter if I don't read it right away, but I must buy the book, otherwise it will keep haunting me. And yes, I am going to begin reading this book tonight, because I must. Anyway, so those are some of the books that I'm currently reading. It's a partial list, I assure you. But if you have any questions, please include them in the comments. Now, for the record, I almost never give book recommendations. I almost never receive book recommendations. I have so many books that I have yet to get to, and I have so many books that I'm currently reading, just taking turns reading them, that I never need them, but I'm always open to them. And if you have been looking for book recommendations, here you go, and you're welcome. I hope all of you enjoyed this BookTube. I meant that was part of the blooper reel. I meant to say BookTube video. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, or you can email me directly at thetarotman@bluetiehome.com, which will show up on the screen like magic. I love doing that. Thank you to all of you in YouTube land for all the likes, comments, shares, and subscriptions to my YouTube channel. Of course, thank you to Allurial Book subscription service. Thank you to all of these other authors and publishers and bookstores for their wonderful products, their wonderful books, their wonderful words, their wonderful worlds. And of course, an extra big and beautiful thank you to those of you in YouTube land who have already scheduled your sessions, whether it is at an upcoming Mercadito, whether it is at Modern Druid, or a private reading like the one I'm conducting on this Sunday, April 12th, 2026. And of course, you have the opportunity to schedule your own reading with me by contacting me via my email address. Will once again show up on the screen like magic. I love doing that. I do not get tired of doing that. So thank you again, and as always, stay in tune with your intuition. Stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated, and stay tuned for the next video.